Greetings, new recruits. I am your friendly station voice and announcer, 17. First and foremost, we would like to welcome you all to our station. Many of you will have come to us in many different forms, whether it be from a drugging, hypnotism, van kidnapping, false help wanted ad, sudden teleportation, or the exceedingly rare willing volunteer. We would like to welcome one and all of you to our home. Any side effects you may be feeling should wear off in an indeterminate amount of time. We never know exactly who or what brings you here, nor how you entered the building, but usually recruits are at their full senses in no time. Now for our announcements. Today we have something a bit different. The squad captains will be bringing you all personal messages. Considering how many we have to get through though, I will quickly guide you with my words to the first area and explain a little bit about us. You see, the military of Station 17 is tasked with keeping the denizens within our walls contained and pacified at all times. It is a dangerous job with many life-threatening and occasionally time-altering risks. Because of this, all new recruits are first put through a set of trials to show off their unique skill sets and how they can be an asset to our station and our squad captains. Once the trials are over, the survivors will be assembled and chosen by the squad captains to be taken into a squad. So really put on your best show, folks. The first trial will be one of physical endurance, mental willpower, and test the limits of your physical body. An eating contest. Please, follow the highlighter orange arrows that have been spray painted along the hallways to Cafeteria C12. Our friendly station guards are there to ensure your safety, and also that those that get lost, stay lost. As you go now, here's a message from our captain of the Black Centipedes, Finn Flanders.
Greetings, all new recruits. It is I, Finn Flanders. Now, some people may welcome you to our station, but I do not. The outside is unnatural, a thing that we are tasked to subdue. Therefore, I want to promise all of you that you will meet a terrible end by my metal-bound hands. Unfortunately, I am also in need of new members, so it has been recommended that I hold off on any killings. I can still assign horrible certain death assignments though, so I look forward to bringing as many of you as possible into my squad. It has also been recommended that I explain what my squad does instead of letting you learn on the fly. I suppose you might last a few more seconds if you know what you're up against, although I doubt it. We are in charge of the insectoid and multi-limbed entity sectors of the building. It requires a keen eye to watch all of our small or massive prisoners. It also helps if your skin is resistant to being flayed from your body by thousands of serrated claws. Many of our prisoners specialize in swarming and infecting guards, so we tend to go through them rather swiftly, even with our reinforced suits. It's alright though, it just means the veterans of our squad are tough as nails. They might be horribly traumatized and never leave their suits, but tough as nails nonetheless. Until next time, future recruits, please do your best to fail as horribly as possible. I want to see as few of you as I can by the end of this.
Congratulations to all surviving recruits who have made it to the cafeteria. I have to apologize for the bit of misdirection there. You see, one of the things we have to face on a day-to-day basis are the occasional containment breaches that can happen at the facility. These usually occur at complete random, and thus we always need to be on our toes. What you experienced in the hallways was a simulated containment breach. This simulation was accomplished in a very simple way. We let a few of our prisoners escape. During this time, many of you also realized that the rifles on your back are in fact not real rifles, but made of a very cheap plastic, and are in fact high-velocity marshmallow guns. Yet you persevered all the same. Mostly. We did lose about 10 recruits to the Five-Eyed Dog, and another 20 to that thing we found in the closet, before the pair were put back into their units. As well as that, we also lost track of the third entity, nor can we recover the records at this time stating what exactly was in that cell. Oh well, just another part of the job is dealing with these day-to-day hurdles. Now, stepping over your mangled and partially disintegrated comrades, you may have your seats at your designated spots. In front of you sits a mountain of station rations that we have provided for this event. Here at Station 17, we only eat the finest nutrition blocks and liquids. The flavors assigned have been at random, both to the person and the flavor itself. It can range usually anywhere from pineapple to the occasional pine cone or cement flavor. Without any further delay, you may begin eating as I bring you another announcement. Sorry for this, listeners, but a large armored individual has currently entered into our office. Took the door clean off as well, though I think that was an accident. What was that? Oh, okay. So, apparently this is, someone from one of the divisions. Their captain couldn't make it, so I guess I will repeat what she is saying word for word, as she is too nervous to go onto the microphone. Okay, just give me one moment here to get into character. Oh geez, oh my. This is Lieutenant Emma from the Curlhorn Longhorns. I apologize for this, guys. The captain was supposed to do the announcement, but she had other things to do last minute, which leaves it to me. I'm really terrible with these kinds of things. Right, to the squad. I guess I should talk about who we are, huh? Instead of rambling on and on. Right, I'll get to that now. The Curlhorn Longhorns are the strongest division. Not mentally, of course, or in a metaphorical sense, but very literally. You have to, be able to at least lift a ton of weight, literally, just to become a recruit of ours. We usually deal with the more physically violent and painful monsters, creatures. Entities. Things that probably shouldn't exist. So, yeah. Looking forward to watching all of you compete today. Hopefully by the end, Ma'am will be able to show up for the recruitment ceremony. If she does, I'd highly advise no sudden movements or vibrant colors. Is that all? Okay. Oh, she's gone. And we need to replace the door frame. Wow, what a show. All of you may now put down your eating utensils, mandibles, and other crude food-consuming implements. The winner of this contest is Skinny Arm Jim. It was a close race between him and Kenny. While Kenny shoveled the food pellets and blocks into an unnaturally distended mouth, Jim was able to keep up by not only eating his own food, but also stealing others' food. Even if they had already eaten, all Jim had to do was snake his thin arm down their throats and snatch the food out before it was technically eaten. Bravo for creativity, Jim. With that being over, all of you are allowed a 5-minute reprieve to clean yourselves up a bit and prepare for the next challenge. You see, starting out as a recruit means that you will be beholden to some of the more menial tasks of the station. Mopping the barracks floors, wrestling the ensuing giant insects, hiding from their massive queen, the usual kind of thing. But it also includes doing coffee runs. A simple task in theory, but far from it in our kind of working environment. Hallways are ever-changing, which can make it very difficult to make it to our break room, as well as a possibility for chance encounters with escaped entities is always a risk. You will now be given your drink trays and be lined up at the start of the hall. Along the way, you can expect to receive some friendly harassment from the other soldiers. Light shoving with the occasional well-aimed projectile is just part of the process. As we ready our starting guns, we have another message to bring to you from our next squad captain.
Hello. My name is Jerry. I am fellow human just like you. Yes. Jerry loves humans. Jerry leads the Chromians. We are very electronic. It is in our armor. In our meat. In our bones. It is mandatory, but it does not hurt much. Jerry watches over the future sector. It is dangerous, but Jerry does it for humans. We must all love the humans. If you are selected for Jerry's squad, you will be taken under a mask. When you can see again, you will have new sight, new parts. Everything will be new to you again. But do not worry. It does not hurt much. Good luck, recruits. Jerry will be watching and cheering. Go team.
That was a interesting race, to say the least. It started out very even at first, but a few obvious leads made it to the forefront. Jim, Tim, and Kenny all eventually made it to the head of the pack as their compatriots either lagged behind or were hit with sideline projectiles of mugs and the occasional spear. What really changed the race, though, was when Kenny suddenly started to shoot extra limbs out of his body. A few extra arms moved in to protect the coffee from spilling or being struck, while an additional of at least 20 legs provided a near constant moving surface to run on, and made it very difficult to trip him as well. In no time, Kenny got to the end of the obstacle course with only having to regrow a few extra set of limbs here and there. Good job, Kenny. Can we, get a quick background check on him, though? I don't think sudden body transformation is very typical. For those of you who have taken the time to take in your surroundings now that you are at the finish line, you will find that you stand in front of Sector R124. You see, occasionally, here at Station 17 we will have breakouts that ultimately cannot be reversed. Whether the entity is too powerful to be suppressed again, or the lasting damage is just too much to push it back, it will lead to a necessary choice being made. That choice is a lockdown of the entire sector, essentially transforming it into a quarantine sector. Quarantine sectors are not the same as forbidden sectors, though, nor forsaken sectors. Quarantine sectors we actually have some control over who goes in and out of. The sector you are in front of right now is one of those quarantine sectors. R124 was home to a particular sphere that had a tendency to send all those that witnessed it into a violent frenzy of dance fighting. It's a lot like regular fighting, but way more fun to watch. Even though we managed to destroy the hypnotic reflectosphere, after it had breached containment, too many soldiers had been affected, and they had spread its madness throughout the sector in the form of brightly colored goo that stained the walls, filling the sector with a catchy rhythm that ensnares all escaping survivors. Your trial will be to brave through this sector and make it to the other side, mostly in one piece. It will test how you adapt to unknown environments and work in a suppressed zone. I wish you the best of luck, and to give you a bit more motivation, here's another message from one of our squad captains. This message was brought to you on a large hole-punched sheet of paper, decoded by your own announcer 17, with the help of several other station members. Greetings. My name is Censored. I am the leader of the Spotted Salamanders. Our division's location is classified. Our duties are classified. And our members are also classified. We are so classified that it is sometimes hard to remember who we are, which is what we want. We will not make our choice known at the ceremony. If you are chosen, you will awaken the next morning. No memories will be left of who you were or what you were. You will simply be blank. You'll have a welcoming booklet on your blank bedside table. All documents will be crossed out and painted over with ink blacker than the night sky. Recruits' duties are classified, and you will be expected to identify them within a classified amount of time or risk termination. How would you be terminated, you might ask? We tell you, but that's classified. Until that time comes, recruits, good luck. Well then, it is decided. To the souls of those who are lost in Sector R124, we wish you peace. May you dance on into an eternal slumber, a worthy sacrifice. Once you all entered into the sector, it had become quickly apparent that the spread of the luminescent paint had not halted since we last closed those doors. The walls were coated in splashes of glowing paint, and even though no lights glowed in the sector, it didn't take long to find your path through. Inside, it became increasingly difficult to avoid contact with the paint, as unwashed hordes of fighting ravers quickly worked together to overwhelm the new recruits. Once paint made it onto your uniforms, all you could do was dance and fight, letting the rhythmic hum overtake your body and mind. This would not be the end, however. Even while under its effects, if one can force themselves out of the sector, the paint could be removed before it dried, so there was still hope that some of you would make it. What happened next, though, was unexpected to all but one of us. When the paint made contact with Kenny, his body began to bubble. Quite literally, his form seemed to pulse and ooze around his armor as a shrill howl escaped his many throats. Or should I say, its many throats. During these events, the containment team had managed to recover the documents on the third missing entity. That entity was a shapeshifter. And only mere moments after paint contact, Kenny had reverted back to his natural form. A mishmash of body parts that swelled like the tide, eyes growing and popping like grapes as his shape became more and more unstable. To his benefit, though, this allowed him to maul through the horde of ravers, in tune to the electronic music with the many jaws that sprouted across his shape, creating an open path for survivors to the exit. Once outside, Kenny was soaked with buckets of water which rid him of the paint and caused him to revert back to a more docile state. Now, this poses a few awkward questions that will need to be discussed by the squad captains in private, as his participation in the recruitment drive may break many rules and steps required to become an actual recruit. We cannot say for sure, though, at this time. While that is being discussed, we have one final message to you from our very own Overseer. Greetings, my many members of Station 17. It is I, Mr. Johnny here. I apologize for not being able to deliver this message in person, but with all these new recruits, it has left my desk just a mess of paperwork that needs to get done. Something that I'm sure you all understand. Now, I would like to congratulate all recruits who have survived and made it this far. The trials and risks you have all faced were in good purpose. It is not an easy life here at the station, so if we did not test you, you yourselves would be tested in a much less controlled environment. It is all, as always, for the greater good, as they say. However, I must keep this brief. I look forward to tuning in on the cameras to watch the award ceremony, as well as meeting each one of you in person. It'll be when you're asleep, of course. Can't let just anyone see me out in broad incandescent light. Until next time, Station 17, ciao! The decision has been made. For one, all surviving recruits will be allowed to be taken into divisions. Even though Kenny's interference may have skewed some of the results, it has been decided that his unexpected participation will simply add to our data for consideration. As you all should know by now, unexpected events here are the norm, so something like this can actually be seen as a good thing to happen during our recruitment drive. Unfortunately for Kenny, though, entities are not allowed into military divisions within the station. It is their job to contain and monitor entities, not work with them. Which normally would mean that Kenny would be put back into his cell. However, non-military divisions don't fall under the same rule set. I would like to extend a personal invitation to recruit member Kenny to join our announcing team. We believe that his unique set of skills would make him a valuable asset to our team, and would be happy to have him if he so chooses to accept this invitation. To the rest of you, you will either receive your recruitment offer at the ceremony itself, or later on during the week. Until then, though, celebrate! You've earned it! cafeteria has been decked out in streamers and balloons with plenty of fun to be had. You will find many military and station members there already. I'd also recommend bringing at least one set of boxing gloves as well as an inflatable pool ring. It can get pretty messy in there sometimes during events like this. Until next time, recruits, I am your host and announcer 17, wishing you the best of luck in your probably bright futures here. So long, and talk to you soon.